I'm going to 200% Donkey Kong Country Returns HD by beating all 80 levels, collecting every Kong letter, and beat the game again on Mirror Mode. One beautiful day on DK Island, the volcano erupts, unveiling a new enemy, the Tiki Tak tribe, who have the ability to hypnotize animals, using them to haul away Donkey Kong's banana horde. And of course, he ain't having any of it. Fortunately, the King Kong is too dumb for hypnosis.
It didn't work.
But you know what they say, stupidity is its own superpower. Slamming right in, I paused to grab the first Kong letter. Discovered the towers are alive! They're alive! Hop among the Shrek-themed balloon frogs and execute DK's rolling mid-air jump, which doesn't make sense. What does make sense is the epic return of Diddy Kong, complete with his signature jetpack. With a barrel, we blast off into the background of the area and finish with a bananas! Hanging around in the jungle, I dodge around the DK staple piranha plants, including one that's as big as your mom.
It's hideous!
Oh, that's not very nice.
And that's not all. The Tikis are growing too. Falling into a pit, I'm reunited with Rambi. Let's go! He's completely invincible. No foe can stop him. We're breezing through the... No! Rambi, no! Hopefully Cranky Kong can make us feel better. You're kidding me. My own Grampy is making us pay? Don't be surprised when I don't visit you in the nursing home. At least he provided a trip to a beautiful Sunset Valley. If only Candy Kong were here. But she wouldn't like it here anyways because of the walking brushes. Shooting on to the barrel level, this music is okay, but I feel this song is more appropriate. Like the classics, this area depends on my quick response timing, split-second branching path decisions, and whenever I missed a required collectible, I took matters into my own hands, purposely dying. There we go! Onwards to everyone's favorite part about these games, the minecart. Out of my way, moles! I need these tracks clear. Some of the letters require you not to jump too early nor too late. But like Goldilocks says, we jump just at the right time. You could say this level is going off the rails. Yeah, I'll move on. Gathering every K-O-N-G in a world unlocks a secret stage, which in this area is a constantly crumbling temple, filled to the brim with buzzsaws and a flying cabaret of tikis. The jumps are tight, and there are absolutely no checkpoints. I had to depend on my reflexes, bouncing off golden tire jumps, barely making it. But the pressure got to me at times. I bet you're asking, Andrew, where is Diddy? Well, there are no barrels in this entire collapsing cave, so on places where I had to wait for platforms to drop, I couldn't count on a jetpack jump. And curse these dang spikes! Spin move! I'm starting to get the hang of this place. Just gotta bounce. What the heck? Zoom and enhance. Man, the hurt boxes are ridiculous. Yes! Careful! Proceed through the tight corridors and use the flying tikis like they were winged Koopas from Super Mario World. 15 minutes of attempts later, I beat it. Finally claiming a rare orb. Can't believe a level that difficult was in the first world. Switching gears, it's time for the boss, who is feasting on my bananas.
Dishonor on you! Dishonor on your cow!
Charging right in, Mugly, yes, that's their name, attempts to eat us, but his back's got a weak spot. Just gotta watch out for the spike when it pops up. Like a jackalope, he bounds around the stage. I hit him until he turns orange. Now he moves faster and jumps a bit quicker, yet is still vulnerable to aerial aces. A few smacks later, he's turning red. As the orcs say, the red ones go faster. He still uses absolutely no new moves. All it takes is one more hit and Mugly is freed of the Tiki's control.
Falcon punch!
Quick, to the beach! This shore is infested by money-hungry crabs.
Money, 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 I go.
Not every crustacean is beaten so easily, as I ground slam through their bandana shields. Being near all the water is making me feel piratey. Thus I float me own ship, jump the shark while walking the plank, and yar-har dodge the squid cannons. Mr. Diddy, fire a warning shot back at him for all the bad publicity they've been giving ya, and we can claim me treasure chest. Okay, Cranky, I need another key.
Oh, sure! Take the easy way out!
Listen here, geezer. I'm adding levels, not skipping them. Hey, don't fall asleep when I'm talking to you. Crikey, there's a fire on the docks. Die now. Rocket barrel adventure time. It can be tough to decipher where the letters will appear, or when the enemies will jump out at me. All I can do is follow the bananas. They'll keep me safe. That is until a pirate ship starts tailing me. It's old Scurvy Beard. And holy smokes, they're firing everything at us. Mind the throttle, DK. Are they gonna shoot their ship's anchor at us? Keep low, my primates.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Ay caramba, the cannonade just doesn't stop wherever we go. Take cover! Don't poke your head out, Diddy. Look!
Jumping jellyfish.
Hold on tight, Small Kong. No, Diddy! I will carry on your legacy. The allegations must have caught up to him, and it looks like they've sent a Kraken too. I'm concerned I'm in one of those anime. Diddy, watch my back unlike how you've watched yours, because these tentacles are giving me the creeps. The crabs must have pinned this poor whale with their anchor gun. Be free, Willie! In return, we're treated to an exhilarating whale ride. Side note, I don't understand how dodos have turned into bowling pins. Wait, what am I doing? Back on the whale. Wait up, Mr. Whale. Wait! No! This is my stop. Farewell.
Bye, buddy. Hope you find your dad.
Up ahead, a storm rolls in, bringing the fury of the tides. And all it takes is one hit from the tsunami to wipe you out. Somehow there's a button that deploys timed short barriers. And then there's temporary covers that only last a single wave. Surviving that opens the way to the KONG level. Hey, it has a dry bones and lava? Shouldn't this be in World 8? At least it spawns Diddy's barrel. Jumping right in, the floor is rapidly sinking into the lava. And for some reason, nothing is dropping ahead of the purple spiked hazard. Oh, there it comes.
That's gotta hurt.
Okay, wait for it, and now, bounce on the bats! This level could be best described as a dance with death. Consistently throwing debris behind you, and creatively using climbing walls to keep you pinned in the exact same spot for ages. Go Donkey Kong, climb for your life! This area didn't take half as long as the last special level, and I can thank Diddy for that. Making it to the boss is he who chased us in the ship along with his mateys. I wait until they unburrow, bonk them soundly on the head, and ground pound next to them, exposing their yellow bellies. I repeat the process with the cutlass, then flip the scurvy captain. Alright, what are they up to now? That's like the worst totem pole I've ever seen. I attempt to jump on their heads, but regardless of how many times I try, this crab rave continues. Fortunately, a pig shows me the way.
Do a barrel roll.
That flips the crabs face down, belly up for the frying. I continue flipping the crabs on their back with no changes in their patterns until I bowl them over one last time.
This is the day you shall always remember as the day that you almost...
They've been freed of the totems. Time to hang up my captain's hat and wear a fedora to explore the ruins. What discoveries could I uncover in the new world?
Oh my goodness!
Get it out of my sight and into a KFC bucket! The ruins are, well, ruined. However, I made it through the crumbling Special Kong level at the first world, and this place wishes it was half as difficult. Now the outskirts are clear. Into the monkey's mouth to explore the insides of the tomb, where the hummingbirds are evil? Why? You're supposed to be cute! And the ancient Kongs left puzzling combinations to find ways forward. I'm not saying it's aliens, but come on. How else would they make these timed platforms that barely give you any time to jump? Or set up an elaborate barrel statue that includes 3 disposable lives at the bottom? Wake up, people! Oh crap, I actually need to pay attention. I lost my last life. Wait for it, and it's away! Hey Gramps, do you know anything about aliens?
If you find all the Kong letters, something exciting may happen.
Keep up, Cranky. I knew that like 3 worlds ago. Finishing the first tomb raid, a bunch of scurvy dogs tried to steal my artifacts. Well, I'll just have to demonstrate the bait and Conga Ball! Direct hit. Now to break out on deck. Splatter a captain and barrel shoot my way up to the crow's nest to sink another Spanish galleon. Yar. Back to crawling through dampy, musty dungeons, spinning through the water wheels before summoning actual real little demons? And you know they're a real threat because somebody put them in cages. Stop popping out of nowhere. And now they even come in red? That's not all. Even the letters are getting more difficult to nab, requiring just a little bit more effort. Huh? Are they trying to be Pokies from Mario? I don't know, but I can't take them seriously with their open mouth dive. Well, look who it is. Rambi has returned. Who's a good boy? You are, trampling the floor when told to. Not only does he demolish everything and break through the stone walls,
but he knows tricks too.
Whoa! Almost fell down there, buddy. We'd better get through here fast. Pick up the pace, rhinoceros. Run! Wow, we went so fast, I'm already at the KONG level, which for once does not take place in a collapsing building. Instead, bringing us over the top golden moving blocks that are carved with the memorabilia of DK's first game. This place was super easy compared to the last 2 Special K levels, and the only times I died was when I was trying to collect them all. The scenery on the second half at least added on some spikes and required me to duck and cover against the descending ceiling, while the ending run was straight out of the Temple of Doom, easily clutching the 3rd pearl. Entering the boss's chambers, I am greeted by an egg, a voodoo ritual involving a gong, and a sudden drop. They weren't ringing the dinner bell, but setting free Big Bird's cousin. Wasting no time, the avian throws bombs, then dives across the arena. Eat your own explosives. Don't friendly fire.
I have you now.
What? Does Donkey Kong have butterfingers? Seriously, I have no idea why Donkey Kong just randomly drops them. It's hard to describe, but the grip controls are clunky. Throwing as much as I can at the boss, I crack his shell too. Oh my goodness! He's dropping nukes now? Surviving the bomb, I get too greedy and splatter against the pot. On the next go, Kazooie throws out ancient bombs, and I still foolishly stood up to his diving attacks. They then filled the area with bombs, making it all the easier to chuck them back. At last, I wised up, learning to duck, outran the fury of a nuclear blast, and gave him a taste of his own medicine.
Good grief, he's naked!
Spelunking on into a cave, what I thought would be a normal minecart turned into tunnel surfing. These rickety rails are collapsing, and I'm sure the dynamite I'm setting off is not helping. This area should be called Minecart World, because there's no standard walking levels. In fact, the closest I get is touching grass attached to the bottom of a crazy train. It's been years since I've touched the green stuff. I missed the turn at Albuquerque. I must dive for the G. Don't miss the exit, hit that background barrel, and snag my homie G.
Morning.
Good day to you, sir.
Hey, wait a minute, what the hell?
That's right, we're entering mole territory for a skirmish, but it only takes one brutal hit to take me out. The hearts are a lie. I just have to jump at the very last moment. All the while, the mole sappers try to drop the ceiling on me. The earth digger now uses his dynamite to blow up the tracks and distracts me enough to bump my head. This will not stop my warpath, but extreme head trauma might.
And the brain damage.
That's it! Kill all the moles! Kill them all! Monty hates my talk of genocide and destroys his own home to take me down. And I call hacks. This dude survives a crash and still has the energy to drop the big bomb. A loop-de-loop? Holy smokes, jump the gap, DK! We're stuck in an endless loop! Breaking the cycle, I launched the first barrel rocket ride of this world. This time up against the civilian moles I
committed atrocities beyond your human comprehension.
The miner workers attempt to stall me. It's not like their infrastructure is that great anyway. I mean, the train goes through a freaking loop-de-loop-de-loop-de... Jeez, it keeps going. Thankfully, traders within their ranks help me dig out of this tunnel. Shh, guys, I'm walking through the sleepy back cave. Gosh dang it, Rocket! Grumpy, the blind bats choose a lane to attempt to run me down. And then there's these guys who go all the way vertically up the screen. The key was to dive or climb to their starting position, all while the Chiopterids hurled themselves at me. It couldn't possibly get any worse. Hello! I just had to open my mouth, as does the giant bat, spouting forth pure waves of supersonic. And this thing actually blasts at where I am on screen.
I'm a fire in my laser!
Join the conga line to the special level, reintroducing us to using our feet over jabbing spikes, defying gravity on trap-laden platforms, and taking leaps of faith, praying my timing will take me through the chompers. Unfortunately, my faith isn't enough to save Diddy, thus I wait patiently, crossing chained pillars, clad in spikes, until I miscalculated. As they say, practice makes perfect, but having Diddy survive really helped with the jump timing, especially when there were 3 multiple hula hoops of doom my way. Just one final puzzling skip and the ruby is mine.
Behold the Underminer!
To save Metroville and my bananas, what ensues is a train chase with moles throwing pickaxes at various heights until we catch up to the carts, initiating a sweaty round of whack-a-mole. Then all but one of the trailers falls into the abyss. In the next phase, the engineer throws bombs I easily bat away. The minigame gets darker and I get drilled from below for not keeping to the air. But thankfully I keep my partner alive from randomly dropped hearts. And at last I get around against the Underminer himself. He is tricky, disturbing all the bananas and popping out like a daisy to throw one pickaxe. He knocked out Diddy! That's unforgivable! Bad mole, bad boy, you mouth breather! I better not see a hashtag not all moles about this. Stop the train! It's the end of the line! Whew, that was close. Anyway, where was I? Cutting my way to the forest, and I mean high in the canopy above the jungle's floor, I play classic DK, swinging from the vines across impossible gaps. Some of them are vine-eating plants that attempt to slurp me like a barnacle from Half-Life. Anywho, I send past plants shooting spores, and...
Snakes. Why did it have to be snakes?
Ah, well. I want to swing from the grass-covered chandelier. Climbing higher, I encounter spiders and tikis that usefully carry platforms to go from treetop to treetop. I guess some are friendly, like the big guys whose ears I blow into for platforms, or the tall totems that act as scattered bridges. But by far, the strangest thing up here are the hungry hippos, just waiting for you to bounce across. Sliding past Squidder's little cousins, I have a barrel of fun shooting through open tiki masks and struggle on the final shot, where I only control the first barrel, then the second blasts off on its own.
Nope. Nope.
Yes! Time to talk to Cranky again.
Give me some of those banana coins. I have bills to pay.
What bills? We live in the jungle. That got me hopping off the mushrooms mad. And the frogs fly now?
They fly now?
Guess I shouldn't be surprised because they introduced this thing as well. A plant with gritted teeth? Whatever it is, it got me what I wanted. Down on the forest floor, I bounce on these strange berries. I wonder if they're edible. God, it's an entire wave of baby spiders. Ugh, they're coming for me. Quick, over the top of the mushrooms. Now's not the time to get bitten. Squash it for the O and hurry through the grass. They're swarming. They're swarming. Don't panic. I missed the end.
Can we panic now? I say we take off and nuke the entire site for Morbid.
That was just enough XP to open the secret place. A completely aerial-based barrel blaster that I'm surprised wasn't in the caves area. And it's hard to describe, but with just one try per barrel, it was much more difficult than you'd expect. Just watching this level's challenges versus actually playing it can lead you to an inaccurate belief, similar to Ninja describing NFL kickers. Yes, all I focus on is jumping, but just one mistake can make it all go wrong. Often you're jumping blind until you actually go through it yourself. That is when I don't roll off the solid tires. This special area took me over 20 minutes to pass through, and I was on the tips of my toes the entire time. After passing the buzzsaw tire area, I was able to complete the rest of the level without a single death. Now give me that orb. It's boss o'clock time against this plant, or electric eel? I have no clue what this thing is, but two things are for sure. It hates when I press down flashing triangles, and it scatters around electricity like Palpatine. It must be connected to the tikis, because shutting them out powers the creature down. Go for the head!
Idiot.
Oh, you have to go for the tail. After overcoming the initial confusion, this boss is pretty easy and straightforward. Eat a knuckle sandwich, and don't even think I forgot about you. We climb up to the cliffs, but really this place should be called the Land Before Time 50, because there are dead longnecks sitting in minecarts, and they breathe fire apparently. Littlefoot had too much spicy food. There's even the tar pit from the original movie. Shake it off like a dog, DK, then it's into the skeletal beast's belly, and this fossil definitely needs a tar cleanse. Plus the G's trying to be digested. Hey, we've got our minecart back. Wait a minute, where are the tracks? It's like I'm walking on eggshells, dropping into this flimsy excuse of a ride. Look out for those sharp teeth! Now short hop like your life depends on it. One off.
You're safe now.
Yeah, but I have to use physics to balance these pulleys, and sometimes I have to get rid of Dead weight? Huh? Please like and subscribe. Also, for some reason, cacti now contain barrels. The more you know. Scaling further up the mountain, I am bombarded by spiked boulders in a segment I call Indiana Jones's worst nightmare. And to be honest, it's mine too. I mean, what am I even supposed to do here? That gap's only small enough for a tiny Kong. I failed at going under it, so I just tanked it the next time and ran ahead of it. In fact, I spent a lot of time running away from boulders. Where's Chris Redfield when you need him? DK Bridge is falling down, my fair Dixie. These mountains have stood for centuries. Surely they'll hold my weight.
Run.
I get instant karma for destroying the landmarks in the form of a burning giant marble. Yet I outrun the sins crawling up my back. Oh look, a pattern. I jump on the first, from the first to the second, from the second to the third, and the third to the... Gah! That's not how patterns work. Is it just me or are the enemies stealing airships from Final Fantasy? Who cares when you can use rock teeter-totters? Continuing the climb up the crumbling national park, I run into a whole lot of spikes, and I need to be quick on my feet as everything else breaks away. The perilous journey brings me to the KONG level, a passage slowly filling with lava, while fire foes spin down the sides. As long as I follow the bananas and coins, I should be safe.
You lied to me.
I guess I'll just wait it out then. But waiting doesn't help with the electric bees. Shoo! Ouchie! We haven't seen a single zinger all game, and now all of a sudden there's two of them? To make matters worse, I didn't have Diddy. I must have stirred up the hive, cause one's now camping the only two trampolines forward. Jump for it!
Oh, hot!
Yeah, it turns out focusing on the solo robot bee is simpler than worrying about the fire dancers on the sides. So I just hop from one spring to the other until I get the honey-colored gem. Mugly, you've come back, and you disgrace me by spitting my own bananas at me? This one is actually Mugly's Thugly's second cousin, with armor on his back, pinching my fingers when I thought he was vulnerable. It's like he's baiting me. Luckily, he does spit out a lot of hearts. But he's not the only one who can play tricky. Now act like a turtle and get stuck on your back. Not the belly flop. That should hurt you, not cause shockwaves. Like his cousin after a few hits, this lad turns orange, takes us down a level, and Duck Diddy, he knows flamethrower. Otherwise, he just uses the same tricks until his back gives out, and he becomes raging red. Crap. He now has flaming rock blasts that splinter off into tinier ones, and that danged armor takes out my companion. No, he swallowed me up in one bite. Enough is enough. Enjoy this pink belly. As for you,
Consecutive normal punches.
hey, does it feel like someone polluted the nearby factory? Where's Captain Planet when you need him? Must be because the fans are offline. Gonna have to jump over industrial cranes, roll under some electrified jackhammer-looking enemies before the smog gets even worse. Where even am I? Man, I need fresh air. Let's crank open that piston and finally press the big red button to clear out this poison. Clear skies, electric surges, and robot chickens. Too bad this area's hydraulic presses are still active. Why am I going in when the machinery's still on? Duck Donkey Kong! Sheesh, where's the emergency stop button? I don't know, but I need to file an OSHA complaint for sure if the Kremlings are still alive. From the factory floor, I enter the fisting area. And is that an open flame? Oh, there's a fine for that. Worse, they have hands to move the gravity-defying barrels. What a waste of money. Guess all the master hands went on strike and were replaced by robots. Without safety protocols? Even synthetics get bored though, and we play a round of cup game with them. The difficulty is stripped away once DK pops out to show me where he is. Ready to ship out, I rocket through the factory's inner cogs and gears, but I hit serious turbulence going for the O. Since I could only control going up and down, if I climbed too early, it was death. But if I played it safe, also death. Had to go through the presses just right and not dramatically climb. Anyhow, it's time to play Flappy Kong. And you never know how low or high these presses will go. Entering the bowels of the industrial complex, I receive a simple instruction. No one told me real fire hydrants would be guarding them. These must be the same ones they use in California. Some of the bigger machines aren't working currently. Nothing a good old smacking can't fix. That got it going. Opening the way to the button and plugging everything back in. On my way out, the loose construction made getting a G especially difficult. Like, how do I get out of here safe and alive with the G? It took me longer than I'd like to admit that I could just go over the top. Hey, that button lit up something in the overworld. Speaking of buttons, the very next level is a button mashing journey, where I need to weave between the gaps to keep the floor intact, utilize them to defeat invincible foes while running back for secret entrances, and beat the big red one.
Of course.
Lighting the second string of beacons. Just be careful crossing gaps, because these buttons will screw up your landing.
Hammer time.
Coming into the foundry, each of the machines only work on the beat that's playing from the CD put on loop in every warehouse. Meaning I've got to keep the rhythm while rolling under the mallets, take a rest on the final button, then navigate a land of water and fire. What do you know? The hammer boosts my hops at the end, and the rocket factory is back in business, baby! Can't wait to blast off! But first, the KONG level, which for once is a simple premise. Hit a switch to extend the track while dodging, ducking, dipping, diving, and dodging again against the horror of foes, spikes, and gaps. These might belong in a museum.
We're going on a trip in our favorite rocket ship.
Hold up! All that build up for a freaking tiny barrel rocket? Let's see if this will make it to the moon. Well, at least I landed on the stars, where it's revealed that DK's banana mush has magical properties to bring tikis to life. Oh, and a giant chicken. I think Sega needs to talk to Nintendo, because that looks like an egg bot, albeit one that moves slowly. Eventually, the cuckoo takes flight, attempting to smash us, before swapping out its belly spikes for chains. Quick, we gotta cover up copied Sonic's homework. Rattle them!
You serious?
I mean, that's a 1-for-1 of Eggman taking off. Angry at being compared to the Blue Bolt's nemesis, the chicken does a bombing run of its mechanical brethren and slams into the ground. This exposes a short window to bop his little head. 3 hits and the chicken's ready to become chicken nuggets.
And I kick her, sir.
It's time to go where it all started, and you can feel the difficulty spike as small molten balls chase us around and their big brothers patrol in force. I experienced the hurt boxes constantly fluctuating. Thought I could outjump these suckers, but their tails got in the way when I least suspected it. And generally, there was so much going on screen I would miss even mediocre enemies sneaking up on me. Trying to brute force through the area didn't help, and rushing made things even worse. I had to respectfully keep my distance from the big boys and do my best to keep Diddy around, because his jetpack rescued me from the jumping embers, assisting me in making it through the rest with minimal problems. From the ground level, we launch away, and the first half of this rocket level felt like a piece of cake.
Yeah, they had us the first half, I'm not gonna lie.
A plethora of fire snakes pressured me, aiming my vessel too high. To get the G, I had to skim the outside of their hitboxes, hoping I would not dip down too far, and I didn't. But that was small potatoes compared to the upcoming minecart surfer level, and these danged fireballs! Where'd they come from? This run was a test of my reaction times, when I should duck or jump to avoid small lava pools. Would I jump too late and drop into molten rock? Holy crap, I'm down to 1 heart! Where is the stupid checkpoint? Oh, thank heavens I don't have to do that part all over again. All I need is the G. I overshot it! After a long, hard surfing session, I finally stuck the landing on the drop-in, and I earned that bloody barrel punch.
I need a vacation.
This is close enough, riding the invincible Rambi against a Mustafar backdrop. While breaking through everything like you're the Hulk is satisfying, I do have to be careful not to obliterate everything. I almost had it. About the only hazard I had to worry about were the lava drops. Don't forget to pay attention to the long strands for secrets. Oh, and don't stand in one place for too long. What is going on here? These molten rocks don't have a rhyme or reason to follow me around. Science confuses me, but this stage likes putting things where it's hard to maneuver. Be careful, the surface is slick. Not only that, I have to wait for the rocks to cool off before hopping on them. Finishing off the vacation from difficult levels, I outrun the crumbling sinking tower much faster than the boiling lava could climb. Hopefully the next stage will be nice and calming. You gotta be kidding me with these letter placements. A lot of lava later. Okay, made it to the platform. The next one should show up any second now. I said any second now.
Thank you!
Man, these balls are always annoying, getting in the way of the things I want. The lava is coming fast. Spam A! No, I missed the G!
That will not happen.
twice.
With all letters gathered, I unlock the 5-monkey trial, a test that requires gathering 5 banana coins per trial to prove your worth. There has to be a way to get them without getting hurt. The solution was counterintuitive. Instead of trying to bounce over, the key was to jump high under the buzzsaw while it was over me. 1 down, 4 to go. Trial number 2 consisted of easily avoiding some talking walls that we haven't seen since the start of the game. Challenge 3, I completely jumped to the squid, making my way to the top of the trial without breaking a sweat. But once I got to the mouse wheel trial, I accidentally trapped myself and got ran over before slipping right off.
Screw gravity.
Yeah, I cheated with wall climbing. It was strangely effective. The last was a rock throwing area that I somehow finished on my first go, granting me the 8th orb. At long last, we're here. And after a short flight up, I find my banana horde safe and in the open. But of course, it's not that easy. The dang tikis we've been punching return, including their master. They feed him all of the remaining nanners, and in return, he baptizes them into a smoothie? What could possibly be happening? Dross! Is that you? With a roar like a dragon, the tiki head throws a dual chop, followed up by a ground slap releasing hearts. But just like the evil star monkey, his weakness is his hands. About to clap, are you? That's a new one for ya. Oh, barely dodged. Slamming the ground with both palms now leaves another opening. It's a setup, and Diddy takes the fall! I will avenge you. Distraught, I become a pancake during his next clap. This isn't looking good. Take that, righty! Oh look, my bananas are coming back! With only your left hand, you're useless. Just like the sound of one hand clapping. Oh, and you almost had me with the fake out. Soon after, I amputated the second hand. Staying ahead of the situation, Andross chin butts the ground, sending forth shockwaves, and his weakness is only exposed for milliseconds. The slightest slip up will give him a way out of my wrath. He tries to torch me with yapping flames, but that won't stop me. I missed again. You're really pushing my buttons. Stop pulling out new moves. I will have your head. What is wrong with me?
Dodge this.
Just like that, my bananas are blasted off. And like Team Rocket, so am I! All the way past the moon! Please tell me you have a trick up your sleeve, Donkey Kong! Way to use your neutral B attack from Super Smash Bros. With the Tiki Tak tribe defeated, the animals return to normal. As I fall to my doom! He came back! My Smash main proving he's the real hero. But our story was not over yet. In the distance, a new challenge awakens in the form of a mysterious golden temple. Who knows what's inside? Let's slot in the orbs and find out.
Oh, banana.
I can't resist! I'm okay, just in the final zone. Each level within is themed after each of the previous worlds with new gimmicks. I mean, leave it to Nintendo to add tilt controls to literally everything they can. We close out the first area in a sequence where you jump quick or get crushed. Back near the sea, I go through a sharpened, spiky, urchin-covered cave, and I already miss it because it was more relaxing than crossing timed bridges under a rain of fire. And these ancient Kongs must have loved Star Wars, because I get to live the trash compactor scene twice. Afterwards, I surf through the underground one more time. We're going down! I'm dead! Oh, we're still alive. Actually, I wish I was dead, because these tight mining sections are stressing me out, and the moles have officially lost it. They've gone mad, destroying their own home. From the caves to the treetops, I platform on switching boards that shift on or after the third shake, get tarred, ruining my canyon hiking pace, then encounter a new balloon platform that pops if you wait around too long. By the time I'm to the factory floor, DK just wants to make his own Gundam. So I arm it up, give it a comically large head, release it on the surface, then activate its kill switch. Biggie Kong smash! The penultimate lava falls bring rotating platforming back that I had to hop on patiently until the paddles aligned. Finally, we've reached the Golden Temple. Where am I? Am I in heaven? Nah, heaven wouldn't have throwing knife tikis, nor what appear to be mad bombing koalas. Oof, I lost Diddy, and there are no barrels here to bring him back. Keeping on the giant fruit theme, I bound across the blueberries. Light a...
Cherry bomb!
And unfortunately, there are no checkpoints. This one was a toughie. I was getting sick of seeing these koalas wearing ties, so I threw their own medicine back at them. Crossing the strawberry shortcake, I dodged a bunch of arrowhead spam, weaved past some oranges that are each missing a single slice, and closed the area, getting slung around in barrels until the golden monkey opens his maw, revealing mirror mode, aka hard mode, where apparently Diddy is now serving a life sentence because we can't use him. Plus, DK only has one heart now, and the whole game must be beaten again this way, all while going in reverse to attain 200%. At least I don't have to worry about the letters this time, since the special levels are already unlocked. Of course, I won't make you sit through the whole campaign again, and will only highlight the 4 moments that actually gave me trouble, because not only did I correct my methods from my original playthrough, a lot of the base game's hard stages already essentially made you go through with only 1 life with their gimmicks. So in return for me spending 11.5 hours replaying the game, all for just a couple minutes of footage, why not give the video a like to support it, and subscribe to my channel for more content. Anyways, the Kazooie lookalike was the first to give me a run for my money, but he was a minor inconvenience compared to the next 3. I just needed to hang out between the boxes to avoid the dive bombs, and the rest was history as if he was sold to Microsoft. The second struggle was overall my most difficult experience, and that was the 4th world's secret level. First of all, these hurt boxes are just unfair, and this isn't even the worst offender. DK himself can't believe it. The last highlight of mirror mode will show you just how bad it gets. However, completing this level without Lil D and only 1 life was personally my crowning achievement. I mean, just look at how insane this place is, and you can't make 1 mistake. Took me just under an hour while playing the power song from Kanye West to keep my hype up through the constant grind of dying. My walkthrough of it is sped up because I really wanted to show off that I did this with all skill. The next feat I had to go through though was more annoying rather than satisfying. The mole train. First of all, the first 3 parts of this boss fight are the same thing until you get to face off against the big guy. It's long and it's boring as heck. Not to mention, why is a remaster of a 14-year-old game glitching like this? An hour later, I got so impatient, I started sniping them with rolling jumps from afar when going downhill. Whoa, 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 an hour, Andrew? Yes, I couldn't figure out a consistent way of how to tell where the Underminer and his stupid pickaxe were going to pop up next. And then on my winning attempt, I almost celebrated too early because the big mole didn't have the typical 3 lives, but 4. Thankfully, I was still able to clutch it out in the end after almost choking this run. Now for the thugly truth. Remember what I said earlier about how bad hitboxes can get? I'm all for super hard platformers, but it's gotta feel like it's your fault, because you then know what you need to change. But these? Man, I wanted to punch a wall so bad. I'm gonna skip to my most successful battle because I'm getting pissed off just looking at this guy's mug. What I found worked best for me was to eliminate him as soon as possible, to avoid further whack job hurt boxes. This was done by standing a few feet away from the wall to jump directly towards the tail of his back. It actually was somehow safer too than trying to avoid him altogether. For me at least. And that's how I 200%ed Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. As a treat for myself, I'm gonna play through the whole game again, except this time as Super Kong and Super Diddy. It's mainly for noobs if they need help after dying too much. But for me, it's a victory lap. Remember to like and subscribe. You all have a good one. Thanks.